It's the middle of summer and there's a subtle shift underway as we move from the feverish pace of growth earlier on to a more settled sense of maturity and productivity. In fact, as the harvests come thick and fast, some very obvious gaps are starting to appear. The perfect opportunity for the next phase of vegetables, the succession crops.
A succession crop is one that immediately follows on from another. With a little planning, you can use succession cropping to minimise the time that ground is left bare, boosting overall yields and keeping your soil in better health too.
Some classic examples of succession cropping include main crop carrots following on from spring salads, onions lifted in time to plant kale, and dwarf or bush beans following on from potatoes.
Many summer salads make excellent succession crops. Quick growers like radish, lettuce and scallions or spring onion can be sown direct into recently cleared ground, or sow into plug trays so the earlier crop has time to finish growing while the second crop starts off. A handy technique if you live somewhere with shorter growing seasons.
You can keep sowing winter hardy salads right through to late summer in many areas. These Mizuna, for example, are good to go out now, and with a little protection from a low tunnel, should continue cropping on and off throughout the coldest months.
There are plenty of vegetables that sown now should still give plenty to pick before the end of the season. Dwarf or bush beans are an excellent choice to sneak in wherever gaps appear. The ones I'm planting here were sown just 2 weeks earlier and are following on from a row of garlic. Given some fair weather and regular watering, I'll expect to be picking their first pods within just 6 weeks.
And over here, if you peer close enough, you might just be able to see the first seedlings of bulb fennel pushing through.
Fennel is a fantastic late summer vegetable. Sow it direct as I've done here, or start it off away from the vegetable beds to plant out as young plants about a foot or 30 centimetres apart in both directions. Summer is the time to direct sow carrots for autumn and winter eating. Choose a main crop variety that will grow right on to the end of the season and that stores well. The same goes for beets, which sown now are far less likely to bolt or flower prematurely. Sow direct or in clusters of 2 to 3 seeds per plug. They can then be planted out without thinning and will grow on as clusters of roots to lift in one go or harvest one at a time, leaving the smallest roots in each cluster to grow on.
I love my greens, and you can't get any greener or healthier than good old kale. This pair are hangers-on from last year, and remarkably they haven't flowered yet and are still cropping nicely. But now's the time to get these young kale into the ground for the coming winter.
The seeds were sown about a month ago into plug trays, and then, because the ground wasn't yet free, potted on into these pots. Kale is a hungry crop, so I added some garden compost onto the ground to help feed the soil, before transplanting the kale about 16 inches or 40 centimetres apart.
Another brassica I'm trying for the first time this year is this broccoli rabe or rapini, a sort of miniature broccoli that's ready to enjoy just 2 months from sowing.
Anticipating gaps can be tricky, but our garden planner can help. Start by specifying the months each crop will be in the ground by double-clicking each plant and setting the in-ground dates. Work through the crops on your plan, and then when you're done, use the drop-down at the top to view the crop in a particular month to see where those gaps appear. If I now select August, we can see that gaps appear where a number of crops grew earlier in the year. This is our new garden planner, which is launching soon, but you can do the same in the old version too. Okay, so now all we need to do is filter the vegetable selection window by selecting those crops that are suitable for autumn planting. Brill! Let's start filling those gaps. How about a couple of rows of carrots to go in here? Some lettuce for here. A few chards for this spot, and some kale.
there are just a few ideas for you, but I'd love to know what you're sowing and growing from the second half of summer. Don't keep me guessing, drop me a comment below and tell me. Thanks very much for watching, and if you've just dropped in on our channel, please do consider subscribing for lots more green-fingered and thumbed advice. I'll catch you next time.